Hey guys, welcome on back to the ocean. Theory Chum here. And finally, we have Resident Evil Survival Unit. And no, the game is not available. It's not completely open yet. It is still in its soft launch, but your boy got his hands on the game. There's a couple ways to do this right now, none of which I'm going to go over on this video. Woohoo! Let's get into it. Let's go. To first start us off, I'm going to give us a little bit of an in look into how everything looks. Right here, you got the mansion. You got a little research lab right now going on above us. You got some different buildings like the hospital, the ICU, the kill house, which is like the arena. You got some barracks, the shooting range, the garage for your troops. Then you got your resource plots for like food, oil, wood, stuff like that. Go ahead and look at our researches here. We got the war development and economy tab. Go ahead and take a peek at each of these starting off real quick. With development being for building up your resources, your base, stuff like that. Economy for resource help, and then war, of course, for troop help. Next thing we want to look at is our exploration. And to research, you need some rare metals, and you get them by leveling up and waiting. Like right here, I just got 594. These rare metals are important to be able to upgrade your mansion at specific levels, like I believe going to level 9 or 10 requires 1,500 of these. We can look over here at our recruitments. Go ahead and buy one so we can see how the cutscene plays. Got the little helicopter flying, bringing down some people. Didn't really get anything good, except some fragments. Well, look at that. I got enough fragments to bring out Alyssa Ashcroft. Let's go ahead and acquire her. Right here you can see her screen. We can go and look at her skills. The ones on the left are for exploration, which is like the player versus environment games. This is where you do the missions to unlock more rare metals. And then the field are what they use out while they march. If you look at the wide variety of heroes they have in season one, there's already quite a bit of legendaries, a few epics, and quite a bit of rares. See, we got the average male, where I just got done collecting lumber. We're going to go ahead and look out at the map, see what they got going on out here, see how it looks. See there's the Alliance Factory, so you have to build Alliance nodes to resources, so your Alliance can build by gathering more nodes. I'll have a video out on this. Now we start getting closer to the center, you're going to see where it's the Explorer and everything's put in fog. You have to build your Alliance territory over these places. You're going to see a bridge. This bridge is, I'm guessing, where we cross over to get into the center. Got your level 3 buildings that offer your buffs, kind of like facilities. Then over here we have the center, St. Vale. You go on here, we can go see the boss monster of the game. Definitely has that Final Fantasy feel coming from the one of the artists from Final Fantasy itself. Looks pretty sick right there. Kind of got like a Medusa demon thing going on. I don't know, man. Probably would have been better if they stuck with like Nemesis or something like that. This is the VIP. Now, of course, you're gonna be able to see that you get 24-hour VIP items for the first few days of the week. You can activate your VIP by leveling up. It costs 2 diamonds per point. So for now, like I need 2,500 to get to 2. It would be 5,000 if I had no points at all. Gems. Then you start getting Leon at VIP 7 as well as the extra March. Speaking of buying packs, we do get the level 10, the level 8 growth packages for hitting certain milestones that help beef you up. These are highly suggested packs to get. We're gonna go look at some more packs too. Here you got your first recharge, which is gonna be Jill. You come here, of course, you have the double construction slot, the extra marching slot. Carlos is the hero benefit package. You got the regular supply with things like the $10 pack for auto hunting and stamina. Go ahead and show you guys what a wave of exploration. While this is loading, I just want to say this is like the first game that I can think of playing where they will tell you that a mission is super easy, but it's really not. Most games, whenever you go to start a level or fight something, they'll tell you that it's way out of your attack range, you shouldn't do it. But in all actuality, your researches and stuff cover you there. But for this game, it's quite the opposite. They're going to tell you it's easy, but you'd still get pretty swarmed on auto. Now, granted, if I use the skills better or use the skills manually at all, definitely probably would have had a better time. Not really something I'm pushing on right now. See, we got the alliances again. You see our HQ is being built up over here. They built it too much on top of the Umbrella Genome Center. Whenever you build these things, you want to leave a little bit of space between the HQ and the center and then connect with an outpost. Because whenever you take the center, it's going to become part of your territory. And if someone else connects to it, they can attack your HQ right off the bat and disconnect all of your alliance territory. So you always want to make sure that you're not building directly on top. I didn't really have a say on that placement here. Here you can see the alliance chat, which is open from the point you join an alliance around level 8 or 9. I do know that alliances start opening up around 6, but I don't think you can join an alliance until you have the alliance build center made. Let's go ahead and see if anybody wants to say hello today. As you can see, I definitely struggled right here trying to find out what like words to use and stuff like that. And we're going to come back to this and check on it in a moment. First, you can request help and give help, which is really imperative into building and saving resources and time. We have the arena again. My best suggestion I can give you right now, especially whenever there's not that many people in the game, is to wait until closer to reset, which right now is at 7 p.m. Central. But whenever time rolls back, it'll be at 6 p.m. Central. Uh, yep. It restarts at UTC time 0000 in game. UTC is Universal Time Center, and that Universal Time Central, and that is the universal time that the game uses. It means everybody, no matter what time zone they're in, follows this time zone. You got the antenna, so whenever you scout out, you can see what's going on. Some more research going here. It is very imperative to research as well, especially in development and economy early on. The less that you pay, the more important it is to do development and economy. It's always acceptable to wait for your combat because there's going to be a week-long event that you're going to get points every day for doing so. Like for instance, I don't know in which day the orders will in which order the days will happen, but one day will be for building, one day will be for researching, one day will be for troop training, one day will be for hunting monsters. There'll be a day that gives less points than the normal days that has everything as a part of it. So what I like to do is because war has smaller to mid timers early on, but they give more power. I like to save it for those events. This is kind of also like, troop training and promotions, but I'm gonna have a video about that. Here, one thing I don't really like to see is that you have to wait until you're level 15 to be able to talk in world chat. That is incredibly high. Like, I get if you wanna make it high so that serious players can speak, but at level 15, we can't even get NAP conversations going, which stands for non-aggression pact. We can't really get much of anything going on because in this moment, we are too stuck in just alliance chats or solely reaching out to other players. Now, I'm hoping this is not the final call because having to be halfway built almost is kind of ridiculous just to be able to talk to other people. Like, how do you even find an alliance that's worthy at that rate? I'm hoping they pull it back to like 7 or 8, 9, maybe even 10, because if even for free to play, going up into 10 was a little bit of a wait. So you could definitely tell, like, way before 15 that there's people who are going to be taking the game seriously. There's a few other issues I have with this, and we're going to get into that by the end of the video. Show you guys around some more. Over here, you have the auto screen where you can see everything you need done automatically, and you can just click on it and do what you need to do. You have the Alliance screen. Of course, we have our Alliance tech, which this is another issue I have a problem with, is they reset tech anytime you leave Alliance. Like your donations should be your private donations, and they should stack even when you're outside because the donation is limited to the player, not the Alliance. Now we got some nap talk coming on right here. We're going to talk about NAP and troop training days here in just a moment. Again, you start off here with these farms. I will say one thing I did like about the game is that you can skip so much of the story. If you're playing for story, good on you. Go ahead and play the story. But if you're playing it for the 4X MMORTS part, being able to just outright skip it, you hit that pause button in the top right, there's skip right there with it, makes the game immensely more bearable. Like, so much more bearable. Looking back into the packs, we are going to be looking for this one right here, the special supply. This is a pretty important one. It's going to give you 20 stamina every day. It's also going to give you 30 days of VIP, so you don't have to spend gems on leveling it up. It gives you gems. It also gives you the auto hunt feature. Auto hunt really means that you can just set it and forget it. Your troops will hit monsters for you, but really the bigger parts of that pack is getting the action points, the AP every day. That's going to become pretty important because you want to save that to be able to get items for events. And we're going to go over this stuff. Speaking of events, we have the new companion event, the alligator hunt, which is pretty much like the Alliance trap. We actually kind of saw this in the commercial. They came out and they were all fighting the alligator together. Then you see here we have the berry rescue operation for World 1 starts tomorrow. And really what this is what you want to save your AP for this early in the game. These supply bags you get from hitting infected on the map. And the more of them you get by saving your AP, the more of them you'll have, the more items you'll get, and then it'll also give you things to get more fragments for a berry. So really early on, you want to save your initial AP for the berry rescue, and then after that, you want to start saving your AP for the week-long survivor event. So whenever there's a monster event, you can still get points in place that day. Alrighty then. So we're gonna go ahead and now that we got through the gameplay, I'm gonna let that run again in the background, and we are going to talk about troops. When it comes to troop training, at a certain point, I'm going to guess around 13 or 15, you're going to get the ability to promote your troops. This means you're going to be able to promote lower grade troops into higher tier troops. For instance, if you have tier 2 troops starting from troop building level 4, and you're at troop building level 16 where you have T6 troops, you would be able to promote those T2 troops at a lower cost, both in resources and time, than training new T6 troops outright. Now, this sounds amazing because you're getting bulky, strong troops right up at the front end. You want them to be there. It seems like they're going to perform better because they are a higher number. And statistically, they do perform better. The issue isn't the performance, it's the necessity. You can get through and do a lot in the early stages of the game without going too far. For instance, we're only capped on level 12 on infected, so it's not like they're trying to go out and hit level 23s. That'll probably be somewhere around 23 to 64 million battle car. So the one thing we want to do here, and this is especially for free to play players, is you want to wait to promote your troops. You want to save all your items. You never want to train troops by using speed. You want to train fresh troops every time there's not an event. So that way, you're always building up your troop count. Because if you spend all your time promoting troops, you're not raising the number of troops you have. You're taking troops you already have and just making them a higher level. So, what I suggest is while you're not in events, train troops normally, the highest tier you have available. And then whenever you get into events where you get points for troop power, that's when you want to use your speeds and start promoting your troops because it's going to give you more points because you're promoting more troops, taking less time, taking less resources, and you have the speeds, or you should have speed saved up by the time you get to this point. At this rate, doing this, a free to play player would even be able to compete on the troop level. On the troop level. But whenever you're coming to troop training and stuff, don't freak out too early. If you mess up too early on promoting troops, it's going to be harder to get those points during those events. And getting those points during those events, even though the items don't look like it, they look like much, they add up throughout the entire week. And then the entire score at the end of the week gives you even more rewards. And that's why you want to make sure that you're using the events to grow. Again, parentheses, this is more true the more free to play you get. If you're obviously a pay to win player, you can just go buy whatever you want. I will be doing a pay to win build of the game after it officially releases, not in a soft launch. And this is just because games have a habit of wiping servers whenever they get out of soft launch. So I really don't want to spend my money this early. If you want to spend your money, feel free to go right on ahead. Now, for this last part we're going to talk about, it's going to get pretty serious here. We are going to talk about naps. Now, whether you're in the game, whether you're in Whiteout Survival, State of Survival, Age of Fire, Clash of Kings, Rise of Empires. All of these games deal with a premise called NAP. NAP, a lot of people say abbreviate it differently. The correct abbreviation, however, is non-aggression pact. A lot of people will say it's a non-attack or no attacking pact or anything like that. It's non-aggression. But and the reason why it's non-aggression and not just not attacking is because you're not supposed to spy people. Like, of course, if you have a friend in another alliance that you guys have a NAP with or an alliance with, and you spy your friend, it's not going to be that big of a deal. It's used as a joke a lot. But overall, NAP, you're not supposed to scout. You're not supposed to attack. You're not supposed to take another alliance territory that is in NAP. You're supposed to be able to make it accessible for everyone to build to the buildings on the map through NAP. And everyone asks in every game, what NAP should they do? And what I mean by this is it goes by NAP rank. The most commonly used NAP is NAP 10 and AP10. What that means is that the first 10 ranked alliances on the leaderboard are not allowed to attack each other. They have an agreement to not attack each other. And if one goes rogue and starts going crazy, the other alliances in NAP will react to it. This is typically the first ranked, second ranked alliance, but oftentimes there is drama within the first ranked and second ranked alliances that lead leads to them being the direct ones we need a nap from. How do we nap? What is the correct way to nap? I think whenever it comes to nap, it's a very subjective opinion, but I do think there is a more solidified answer that we can actually use by using numbers and facts. So, what I typically like to do, and not everyone's going to do the same thing, is I don't like to take the servers as all the same. No two servers, especially between different games, are going to be the same. So I don't think we should follow NAP 10 because you don't know every person, you don't know every situation. The build itself is entirely different, even in the same game. So what I like to do is I like to look at the top 10 of the leaderboard. I find out where the first gap is. The first gap is always ignored. Why is the first gap ignored? Because the first gap is going to be the pay to win players. This is going to be the people who spend more money. On average, they're going to work together so they can get better event rewards and make the most out of their money. So you don't want to typically put the gap as the final spot, the first one at least. So the first drop off, depending on the server, will happen anywhere between rank 3 and rank 7. Now, whenever that fall off happens, you look for the next drop off in power. So, say the rank 1 alliance has 120 million power. And then going down from there, rank 2 has 110, rank 3 has 100, rank 4 has 90. Then you get to rank 5, which has about 65. That's going to be the first gap. 90 to 65 is going to be the biggest power jump. This is where we're not going to pay attention to because it's going to be the pay to win gap. Now from under here, we got the 65 million in 5, and it goes down to 60 million in 6, 55 million in 7, 50 million in 8, and then 35 million in 9. Well, it's going to be right there at 8 that we cut off NAP. And instead of doing a NAP 10, we do a NAP top 8. And this can also work for the reverse. If the gap doesn't happen until after 10, then you make a bigger NAP. That way you have more players getting more protection. That way more people make it to the end. Because once you get to something called SVS, commonly known as server versus server, you want every able-bodied player you can. because SVS is no longer like it was 10 years ago, if anybody ever played these games that long ago, where it was just go to another server and beat up the other players. No, now it's most often a week-long event, the same week-long event as before, as mentioned previously. Um, but instead of just being for your server, it's for every server, and you compete by your server score being lined up against other servers, which means the more people there to get building bonuses, troop bonuses, research points, all of that means more points and a higher chance of victory in the end. So, just to recap, I don't think we should be taking naps as a predetermined number because every server is not the same. We should be taking naps depending on the performance of these ranks and these servers themselves. Thank you guys for sticking along. If you've stuck along this far, we are going to be talking about some other things about Resident Evil Survival Unit. We got the alligator sewer trap opening up in a couple of days. I'll figure out the abbreviated name for that on what we all agree to call it. It may just still be trap like in other games. I'm also going to be doing some more in-depth heroes stuff because as part of that trap video, you're going to be able to need to learn how to use hero skills and rally correctly. So that video is going to be coming out very soon. I'm going to be doing the first trap with the alliance I'm in now, and then I'm going to record it, get that information, bring it back to you guys, and then I'm going to show you guys how to work your heroes for trap. As a final word before I leave, I want to remind you to save your skill books. And you're like, oh no, it's too late. Yeah, I know. I made the video like a day or two late. I didn't expect the soft launch already. But yeah, you want to save especially your epic skill books, right? Because you only want to use them on certain heroes, and we're going to be getting into those heroes in the next Resident Evil Survival Unit video. If you've made it this far and you stuck through this whole way, thank you so much for swimming out in the ocean with me. If you're from Resident Evil Survival Unit, I also make FNAF content, Saints and Sinners content, and a whole bunch of other videos. Please make sure to check them out. Subscribe if you like what you've seen, and please, please, please share this. Like, I cannot express how important it is that you guys share this. Let's get this information out so everyone knows. Let's get this information out so we all can get better at the game. Let's get this information out and create a great bomb ass atmosphere. Thank you guys for swimming out in the ocean. Can't wait to be seeing you again. Stay floating.